Hey guys, hope you are doing well tonight. I am going to get started in just a minute, but while you guys pop on, do me a favor and let me know that you're here and share with me if you have anyone you know who has an autoimmune, or maybe it's yourself, and what type it is. I'd love to hear more about what kinds, because there's so many different kinds and I know everybody's dealing with somebody different. So I'd love to hear that while we are warming up to get started. And if you can't hear me for any reason, just let me know. All right. Hi, Tammy. How are you tonight? Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Anna. Good to see you guys on. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about autoimmune support, giving you guys some background information, maybe share a little bit about what we've been going through, and just some basic things that you guys can do to support yourselves and those you love. I know there's a lot of people in this group that suffer, know loved ones that suffer, and it's really hard. It's a really tough thing because autoimmune isn't something that the doctors have figured out. It's not something that has a cure or any, easy pill that we can swallow and it goes away. It's a very, very complicated beast, to say the least. So I know there's a lot of things that we can do to support it. At the same time, we're waiting for some big advances in modern day medicine or even natural health medicine to really help people kick this to the curb for good. So, okay, if you guys are joining here tonight, share with me what autoimmunes you guys are dealing with or know people, who are dealing with them. I'd love to hear the different types. I'll start with me. I personally have not been diagnosed with an autoimmune. I do carry 2 celiac genes. So celiac is considered an autoimmune. So I went gluten-free about, it's been a while. I think 8 years ago. And I saw a tremendous change in my body. I won't go into that, but pretty sure I'm a carrier of that. I also have thyroid issues that run in the family, but never been fully diagnosed yet. But lo and behold, I have my oldest, Bella, who's 16 years old, who has 3 autoimmunes. So she does have celiac, indeed, which it takes more than 1 gene usually to get that. She does have Hashimoto's. We've been able to tackle that quite a bit through a lot of great natural support. And then most recently, we have been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And come to find out, something that I didn't know before was that celiac and Hashimoto's are all relatives to type 1 diabetes. So there you have it. When we told the hospital that she had those, they were like, oh, well, those are cousins of type 1 diabetes. So there you have it. So what's pretty common when you have one autoimmune, you are very, very susceptible to others. And one will likely kind of dysfunction or, create some major issues in one particular area of the body to then create other issues in other areas of the body. And it becomes kind of a nasty, vicious cycle. So the goal here is really to give you some tips to be able to calm some of that inflammation or that attack that happens in the body down. So I'm going to share with you just some basic information and some tips and tricks that we've learned. As I mentioned, my daughter did have Hashimoto's. She had some antibodies that were pretty high way back when, and we were actually able to get those antibodies way down to almost where she didn't even show Hashimoto levels anymore. And that was through a lot of this natural support stuff that we had built into her routine. And then we let off the gas there for a little while. And in fact, I was actually warned at about 6 years ago that she was possibly going to have type 1 diabetes. Still added in a lot of the natural support, but also let a kid be a kid, right? I think that's important. Let off the gas quite a bit. And then she got sick at the beginning of summer, and I believe that's what triggered her body to attack itself. So for those of you who with what it is it's when the body tissues believe there's an invader. Sorry. What do you need, sweetie? You good? Okay, just water, please. Sorry, guys. So it's basically when the body's healthy cells attack certain areas of the body thinking that there's a problem. And it's autoimmune. Your body's pretty much attacking it. And it can happen from a weakened immune system. It can stem from genetics. It can stem from toxins. It can stem from, a perfect firestorm of all of the above. It can occur from many different things. There's not one specific thing that any scientists or doctors have been able to pinpoint as the root cause. But we do know a few things for certain that they do cause havoc in the body. And there are things that you can pretty much do to support the body, no matter what type of autoimmune you have, that can pretty much help all of them. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about tonight. So what's interesting about autoimmune is most of autoimmune, 5% of people diagnosed with an autoimmune. And I would be pretty, again, being interrupted, please go the other way. I would be feel pretty confident to say that probably has something to do with the hormones. We have some different hormones, obviously, than men. So some different hormone shifts, maybe things not detoxing properly. Not exactly sure on that. I probably have to dig a little bit deeper, but I'm pretty sure that's it's a pretty fair guess to say why that affects women more so than men. Common symptoms are joint pain, muscle pain, weakness, weight loss, weight gain, things like insomnia, heat intolerance, rapid heartbeat. For us, we realized something was wrong way back when my daughter had hives that lasted about a year. That was really, really tough. Things like a butterfly-shaped kind of rash across your nose and cheek, often even rosacea, things like eczema can often be signs that there's an autoimmune in the body. Concentrating or focusing, feeling tired, that's a huge one, always feeling fatigued. My daughter would be exhausted after climbing stairs, and I thought, man, she's out of shape and she's a cheerleader, and that was her body just being really tired. Cold intolerance are also some symptoms, hair loss, white patches on the skin, abdominal pain, blood or mucus and stool, diarrhea, things like that. But those are all some common symptoms. So most people who have been diagnosed have experienced at least one or more of those. For us, those to me are more like little warning signals. So yeah, someone who doesn't have autoimmune may experience some of those things from time to time, but I feel like our body is pretty amazing in letting us know that something's wrong. And so it gives us these little signals, these little warnings like, hey, something's off here, pay attention. So as much as I never want anyone to be a hypochondriac and react to every little thing that happens, when you are experiencing things like, unexplained muscle aches and pains or complete exhaustion or things like that, you definitely want to pay attention. You want to, do some research, probably talk to a doctor, probably get a second opinion, maybe with a naturopath. But it's definitely important that you start paying attention to those signals. Now, as I mentioned before, there are some known factors that contribute to autoimmune. So genetics is one. You can be genetically predisposed for them, but you can also be genetically predisposed and never have them turn on. So we do have some control there in the genetics. Also, toxins, heavy metals, that's a huge, huge contributor. And, to be honest, I know I don't talk about this a lot, but Iron is a huge contributor. Fortified iron has been added to our foods for probably the past 25 years. I'm not going to go into it too much, but it's definitely something to be paying attention to. that you are not getting overloads of fortified iron, even though they say that we need it in the food pyramid and this and that. It's just not the case. And so I'm working with a fabulous genetic specialist, and he says that that is actually one of the main root causes to a lot of this, one of the triggers. Also, all of these things will lead to inflammation. So, if you've got high levels of inflammation in the body that are unusual, imbalanced blood sugars, if your blood sugars are always riding high, if you're constantly feeding your body on, sugar and, white flour foods and carbohydrates and not getting some nourishment in, those blood sugars can send the body for a wild ride. Epstein-Barr virus is also supposed to be linked to this, as well as the herpes simplex virus. So some different contributors. And again, it can be, something that hits home for everybody on those, or it could be one thing that, starts the disruption. Now, the areas we're going to focus on tonight, and I'm going to try to get through this relatively quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I want to focus more on what you can do, but I do feel like the background information is pretty important. But we're going to focus in on what you can do for gut health, because that is actually where health begins and where disease begins. So that's going to be a key area that we are really, really paying attention to. Blood sugar balancing. I work with women in nutrition programs all the time, and our focus is not ever just weight loss alone or, getting you on, supplements. My goal, even though I don't always tell them, is to get those blood sugars in balance, because when we can get those blood sugars in balance, then everything will start to click. The gut can start to heal, the inflammation levels will go down, your body will let go of weight, your hormones will find more balance. It's a pretty beautiful thing. So that's really important. Stress, we're going to focus in on that. Toxic overload and supporting gene expression to turn on and off. So, as I mentioned before, all disease begins in the gut. All health begins in the gut. So that's a primary area where you want to really focus in on when you are looking to heal or help a loved one start to heal. There is no magic button. If there was, I wouldn't be here. I'd probably be rolling on some yacht with a lot of billions of dollars with some cure, but unfortunately that's not how it works. But what we can do is peel back some layers to, how you evolved to get to that autoimmune place, and kind of peel those layers to kind of have you, remove some of that so you can get back to a healthier state. So the essentials to a healthier you and rebuilding that are focused on some pretty basic things. It's eating right. It's exercise. It's rest and managing stresses. It's reducing toxic load. It's being informed, of your self-care. So like I said, when you have those unexplained rashes or those stomach pains, you're paying attention to those, you're doing something about it. And then being very proactive with your medical care. So if you're not getting answers, you're being shooed away, find someone else, demand answers, hire someone else to be your advocate, but do not take no for an answer. Now, all of those things they are staples in doTERRA's philosophy when it comes to health. And that's actually why, as a health coach, I decided to join and partner with them, because everything I believed and knew in order to be able to heal the body from the inside out aligned with their philosophy. So they're creating products to not slap on Band-Aids. They're creating products that actually work with your body as a whole, holistically, the whole you, and so that you can begin to heal. And all of those things are really important into your healing process. So let's start with gut health and nutrition. So we know we have to eat right, and it's easier said than done. I know everybody has a different philosophy on what they should, eat and when they should eat, and I'm, have my own philosophy that works for me. Doesn't mean that it necessarily works for you. But there are a few things I think that we can agree on. We want to be eating more of what our body recognizes naturally. When we are continuously putting in processed foods, refined sugars, artificial colors, inflammatory foods, our body pretty much goes berserk. It can't process all of it. And especially if you're someone who is susceptible to, maybe you're predisposed for, you know, an autoimmune, or you have it in the genes, you will probably be more sensitive to that than, say, somebody else who doesn't have that. And it's not, you're not always going to know what you're wired for, right? So it's really important that you are paying attention to what you're putting inside your body. We also want you to be aiming for vitality when it comes to nutrition versus just survival mode. So I know some people think, you know, oh, I have a salad a day, I'm healthy. Well, that's, you know, not necessarily so. What we want you to be getting in are key nutrients, good fats, and even, you know, essential oils and herbs and things like that on a regular basis. All of those things can really take your nutrition level to a whole new level. So I am big on recommending anybody who has an autoimmune who is able to swallow pills. I really do recommend our Lifelong Vitality Pack. Even if you have the perfect diet, this can actually take it to a whole new level. And what I love about it is you've got the food nutrients. So you've got all whole foods, real foods in this, with incredible nutrients in this. This is amazing, especially for your picky eaters, but let alone those of you who are, you know, dealing with an autoimmune. Your body needs extra nutrition. And they work synergistically with the other two pieces of it, which are the XE-omegas, which are not only fish oils, but they actually have pomegranate seed oil in them, as well as some essential oils like clove bud and frankincense, which are really powerful antioxidants. So that's key. And then what is really, really special and unique about this system is this, the alpha CRS. So what this is doing is this is supporting your cells to be able to metabolize food, to be able to be oxygenated, to move free radicals out. And that, my friends, is really where what it's all about when it comes to healing, is getting your cells to renew and, you know, the old ones to die off that have been damaged and create new ones. And this is what supports that. So when you combine nutrition with the cell support and the good fats, you have just literally enhanced your nutrition intake 10 notches. So most people feel results in this in about 30 days, but I really recommend that if you've been sick or you're not feeling well, that you stick to this. Give it 12 months, give it 24 months. It is an amazing system that is going to help your body heal holistically, but also in the gut and nutritionally, which is where everything begins. The second thing I want to suggest for anyone who's suffering, and easier said than done, is cleansing on a regular basis. And I'm not talking about, you know, having to do, you know, a 5-day juice cleanse or things like that. I used to think juice cleanses were fabulous. I could never make it more than a day. So I really couldn't recommend it. I would add them into programs. And I still do think they have their benefits. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of times the juices have a lot of sugars. So you're, you know, having those sugars, and you're not getting in proteins, and you're not getting in good fats, which I think are really important. So if you can't make it a whole day and you're feeling horrible and you're thinking it's just detox, sometimes you can do a little bit more damage than you can good. So I never really recommend doing anything quite that extreme. What I do suggest is there's a couple options that you have, and you certainly want to find one that works for you. But doTERRA does sell a cleanse and restore system. It's a 30-day system. It's really easy to do. There's 3 phases, and it is so effective. And you could literally go on vacation and still get good results with it. It's gently, you know, detoxifying, cleansing, and renewing. And it's a process that honestly can be done every 3 months. If you have extreme cases like extreme pain, a lot of, you know, toxins in the system, you can actually do it every other month. There's also a 10-day program that we do every so often. I created a 10-day program that is wonderful that you could actually do month after month. So if you're somebody who is got a lot of aches and pains, maybe has a lot of inflammation, some weight to lose, maybe some blood sugars to balance, that's also something that you can take a look at. And I'm happy to share for anybody who requested, or we might do a group program next month. I'm not sure yet. But those are some examples of what you have access to here in this group that really are just going to, you know, cost you a few products, and then you're going to have some incredible support for that. But even if you don't want to do that, there's really great 3-day cleanses that you can do, you know, just by cleaning up your diet and adding in good supplementation and revving up the digestive system. You can do things like detox baths and infrared saunas regularly. You can do lymphatic massages, anything to get the body to be cleansing and moving things out on a regular basis is the goal. So you definitely want to make sure that cleansing is a regular part of your routine. In addition to that, you want to clean up whatever products you're using. And I know I hate to be that person, but this is huge. So when your body's being attacked and it's thinking everything's an invader, how helpful is it if you are constantly slathering on perfume and toxins and makeup and, you know, I hate to even say it, nail polish. Yes, I wear nail polish sometimes. Most of the time I try to buy the whole food one. And again, I don't want you guys to have to go crazy, but these are things to start paying attention to. Start paying attention to your toxic load that you're putting in on and around your body, because your body is already saying, hey, I am super sensitive and I am super overwhelmed with toxins in my body and my cells aren't functioning right. So how is it helping it when you're cleaning with, you know, Lysol all the time, or, you know, you're putting on toxins on your body and on your scalp constantly? You want to be mindful to pay attention to that. So green cleaning up your home and your makeup routine and things like that is really, really important. It only takes 26 seconds for those chemicals that you put on to enter your bloodstream, and then they find a lovely home in your body, because your body says, I don't know what this is. What is this? This is an invader. And it holds on to it instead of letting it go and be released. And we definitely don't want to do that. So you want to pay attention to those things. And thankfully, doTERRA has some pretty amazing products. I'm not saying you have to be all doTERRA. There's a lot of great natural options out there. But I think it's pretty awesome that I can basically log into my account and get my shampoo and get my face wash and get all my things that I want to start paying attention to and what I'm putting in on around my body in my account, and have access to some really high quality stuff that, you know, I can basically shop in one stop with my oils and supplements as well. So definitely take a look at those things if you're somebody who has a hard time switching over in those routines and in those specific products. Now, keeping your digestive system going is really key. So I know I talk to a lot of women who say, yeah, I have thyroid issues. And my digestive system is a mess. You know, I'm bloated all the time, I'm constipated, or it's the opposite some days. You know, help me out here. So I have a recipe that can actually be really fabulous if this sounds like you. If you know anybody suffering with digestive issues, if you're not going number 2 at least once a day, you actually should be going more, 2 or 3 times a day. I'm not that lucky. Once a day it is for me. But if you are not going once a day, my son's laughing right now, I want you guys to try this. It really works wonders, and it can work for kids as well. So let me just give this to you real quick, and I can post it later, but hopefully you're taking notes. Let's see. You're going to want 10 drops of Digest Zen, and you're going to put this in a roller bottle. You're going to want 10 drops of Melaleuca, 10 drops of frankincense, 10 drops of lavender, and you're going to fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. And this is called the Tummy Tamer. It's great for children and it's great for adults of all ages. And you would roll this in a circular motion over the tummy, kind of hit the liver as you can area as well, kind of under the breast area, and do that every day for at least 30 days. And that should really help with moving out crud and getting the digestive system revved up. So that's a really amazing blend if you're someone who suffers from any of those digestive issues, because with autoimmune, you're more prone to those. And one of the key ways to get some of that stuff that doesn't belong there anymore moved out is through digesting it out. So that's going to be really important. Now, the next piece to supporting yourself or your loved one with an autoimmune is, first of all, just having more empathy or sympathy for what you're going through or what someone else is going through. Give yourself a break and try your best to reduce your stress load as much as possible. This emotional piece is really key, because stress can turn things on in the body. It can turn genes on that really weren't ready to be turned on. It can create toxins. Your body holds on to toxins more and more. And it makes us feel like crud, right? So love on yourself. Feel what you're feeling, you know, don't let anyone tell you that it's in your head. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, it's easy, we can fix that. And know that you can do some things about it, and try not to carry such a big burden in this, if that makes sense. It's not stress that's going to kill us, my friends. It's not our sad emotions that it's going to kill us. It's our reactions. It's what we choose to hold on to day after day in this. Okay. When my daughter was diagnosed in August, I said I wasn't going to get upset. The girl didn't even cry. She didn't even, and I don't know if you guys know what type 1 is, but it's not something that's going to go away. Her body attacked her pancreas to stop functioning and producing insulin. And you all know that insulin is needed to live. It you know, gives your body energy. It helps you break down foods. It's a natural part of life. And it has been such a change for us. I feel like I have a newborn baby again. We're probably up 3 or 4 times a night, just trying to make sure her levels are okay so she doesn't have a seizure, or not too high so she goes into ketosis acidosis and, you know, can make her body sick. But I'm saying this and I'm getting upset, but that stress hit me so hard after what happened. And I realized I had to get a real handle on it, because I wasn't, first of all, the one who was diagnosed. And second of all, I knew that if I didn't get a handle on it, I couldn't be a support for her, as well as I was going to start to suffer health-wise as well. So it's really important that you manage that. And what I've been able to do that for myself and for her is we are using oils daily. This, my friends, I want you all to put this in your cart. This is no joke. This stuff is amazing. It is amazing for cellular support, for digestion, for allergies, for skin, for pain. But I think most of all, it is amazing for stress and for anxiety and emotional pains that you may feel. So any caretakers or anyone who has an autoimmune, I want you to make sure that you are using this. The difference in in the load that you feel like you carry, what you feel like you can tackle, is incredible. So copaiba is honestly a saving grace. And when you combine it with the nutrition and the other pieces in this, it's out of this world. I really would recommend anyone who has anyone they know that's suffering in any of those capacities with mood support or stress, anxiety, let alone aches and pains and their body, attacking itself. This is something you definitely want. We're only using one a day, sometimes twice a day, but I'm getting feedback from people who are getting off medications using this throughout the day, 2 or 3 times a day. So it's powerful stuff. So make sure you're managing those stresses and make sure they don't get the best of you, my friends. Other oils that you can use that are really amazing. And the reason I even suggest the oils, you guys, is because they are one of the fastest working essentials on this planet. I mean, they're amazing. And they work in your body system so quickly if you have good quality oils like doTERRA. 22 seconds, they can reach your brain. 2 minutes, they're found in your bloodstream, making a difference in oxygenating your cells. And in 20 minutes, they can affect every single cell in your body for the better. The downside to them is that you metabolize them like food. So you have to be consistent with using them. And so I just want to stress that, you might have a whole series of oils. And I think a lot of people get caught up on, oh, well, I don't know which oil to use for this. Just use them. Just use them consistently, because no matter what oil you have, I guarantee you it's doing something beneficial for your body. And I don't know if you guys have this book or not. This thing, you all need this book, okay? This book has everything. And I was going through it, I was reading through it. I like to pick it up and read it from time to time and, find some different blends and things. They have almost every autoimmune, any condition like addictions, they got a keto section, they've got a, cleansing parasite section, eating disorders, you name it. It's really, really detailed and really good. So when you are in doubt and you don't know what oil to use or what to use for what, you can certainly post in this group whenever you want. We love that. You can send us a message. I love hearing from you guys. But this book is going to teach you way more than you probably would ever want to know. But I found this and I wanted to read this to you guys. I love that you're just staring at me, son. What do you need? Okay, bye-bye. And this is actually... goes along with our topic. So it says certain lifestyle choices can either provide great strength or can seriously weaken the immune system. Nutrition is a key factor in a healthy immune system. If cells don't have the energy they need to provide critical safeguards for the body, pathogens can more easily penetrate and multiply. Detoxification is another critical activity that helps promote the body's natural defenses. Many times when an individual gets sick, it is simply the body's way to naturally eliminate toxins. Natural essential oils, which have a chemical footprint compatible with the human body, have the unique ability to help the immune system bring itself to balance because they are lipophilic, soluble in fat, and thus are able to penetrate the cell membrane. Viruses are also. So most pure essential oils are naturally drawn to the inside of the cell to help the body eradicate threats within the cell. So we're going to talk about oils and what you can use, but do you see how powerful these are? They are so great for stress. They're so great for supporting, the cellular system. They're so great for just about everything in your body that why wouldn't these be a part of your healing routine? So what I suggest for my clients and people that I work with, and I always share on my webinars, is that I want you to pick at least 3 oils along with, eating well, and detoxing regularly and trying to manage those stresses better. 3 oils that you can use every day, especially if you have an autoimmune, that you can use maybe in a roller or you make capsules, something, you know, maybe that you have that's easy, but 3 oils from each category that I'm going to give you to support your body. I don't want you to worry about necessarily wrong or right or which one's for which. You pick the ones that you are drawn to. And I want you to either, like I said, create a roller, add about 7 drops of each oil to it and fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. Or if they're all internal oils, make those veggie caps ahead of time. You can fill those veggie caps with your oil and then freeze them so that they're easy to take. And I want you to really be consistent with using this 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. So here are our categories, my friends. For stress, we're going to focus on stress, immune, and pain. Those are 3 things that our friends with autoimmune definitely encounter every single day. So your choices for stress are frankincense, copaiba, bergamot, rose, jasmine, ylang ylang, wild orange, clary sage, melissa, or lavender. So I want you to pick one from that category. The next category is immune support, okay? So you're gonna pick one of these. Yarrow palm, amazing. All of you need to have yarrow palm. Cinnamon, clove, frankincense, on guard, melaleuca, patchouli, oregano, rosemary, thyme, or lavender. So if you pick lavender in the last one, don't pick lavender again in this one. I want you to pick a different one. And then the last category that you can pick from, the turmeric. Y'all need that too. It is amazing. It's doing amazing things in my daughter's body. Frankincense, thyme, copaiba, basil, birch you probably won't have access to unless you've been to the convention in the past few years. Peppermint, Siberian fir, helichrysum, deep blue, don't put that in a capsule, please, and lavender. So those are the categories. And again, I want you to pick 1 oil from each of those, combine them in a roller, 7 to 10 drops in a roller, fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil, apply to the bottom of the feet, the back of the neck, any area of concern that you've been feeling pains. Focus on that 3 times a day. If you prefer internal usage, which many do, because again, where does disease begin? In the gut, and you want to focus in on the gut, you can make capsules. You get those veggie capsules, add 2 drops, 1 or 2 drops of each oil. That make sure they're internal usage oils. You can fill the rest up with like an omega oil. We use the children's omegas. You could fill it with olive oil. Some people like fractionated coconut oil. I don't personally like to take that. And then freeze them, and you can put them like in a little, you know, storage box and throw them in your freezer, and then you can pop those morning, noon, and night. That is going to make an incredible difference in just about everything that we've talked about. But you have to be consistent with it. Now, do you have to use it, you know, the same thing every single day for an ever and ever? No, switch it up. Pick a routine for 30 days. I do that. I'm an intuitive girl. I know what I like. My body says, this is kind of what you like. This is what you need right now. I stick with that routine for 30, 45 days. And then I find another thing, and I keep a consistent base, but I switch up my oils often. That is going to make a difference. When I hear people who say, oh, I'm always feeling sick and I'm feeling down, and I use those oils and they don't work, I say, oh, interesting. I'm really sorry to hear that, but can you tell me more? Tell me how you're using it. Well, I put a drop under my tongue and I didn't feel anything, and so I didn't use it again. Okay, well, you might need to try it more consistently. Or, you know, I rubbed a little right here and it felt good for like 5 minutes, and then, you know, it didn't do anything ever again. Again, we've got to be consistent with these. Just as you eat and you put food in your mouth, that's how often you should be using your oils. Your body is metabolizing them. Your body loves them. We, of course, don't want you overdosing and smelling like an oil bomb everywhere you go. But that is the way that you're going to get your body into more healing mode and moving what doesn't belong out and what good stuff you're putting in it, nutrition from your vitamins, into the cells. Without that, your cells, you may be eating well all day long, you might be doing some cool things, but your cells won't let them in. It's not even helping you. And these oils will allow that to happen. All right, I'm kind of going a long time here, so I want to make sure I finish this up and answer questions if you guys do have any. Additionally, my friends, we have some amazing techniques. The Symphony of Cells is an amazing technique. I know Rebecca Moulton is, I don't know if you're on here, Bex, but she is fabulous at this technique. I'm good at it as well. If you are in Orange County, if you're ever in the neighborhood and you are experiencing some aches and pains, or you want to, you know, just feel what this technique is all about, it's done along the spine. This is amazing thing to do. Also, the aroma touch is a massage, another amazing thing to do. If you can find a massage therapist that does aroma touch, you better go get an aroma touch massage. It is very, very supportive for basically everything we've talked about. So if you partner that in with eating cleaner and detoxing regularly and using those oils consistently, I guarantee you your healing process is going to move forward a few notches. Also, as I mentioned, detoxification is key. Exercising and moving your body is key. However, there's a big however in the exercise. If you are tired and weak, and if you are achy and inflamed, I do not want you to go and do killer workouts. You can have your fitness trainer call me. You can add more inflammation to the body. You have to make sure your body can handle it. So if you're new to that, simply walk, do yoga, do Pilates, do something that's going to move your body in different directions so that you're creating circulation. But if you are adding pain on top of pain, you can create more inflammation in the body system. So be very careful with that. Build up to it. Let's see what else. Letting go of what you cannot control. That is a big one for me. So just letting it go. Life is happening before us. We can't control it all. So don't worry about the small stuff. Doing more of what makes you happy, what makes you laugh. Those things are really key parts of healing. So, outside of oils and doTERRA, some things that I really like to share with people is making sure that you're getting in whole food vitamin C every single day. Before doTERRA came out with Yarrow Palm, so Yarrow Palm is not available until December, but if you buy the Dream Kit this month, you actually can get it early. That has a higher antioxidant level than vitamin C, and that is huge because whole food vitamin C is actually being used in like Lyme disease protocols, even cancer protocols. It's a powerful antioxidant. So I was purchasing one, there's only like 1 or 2 brands on the market. I don't think I remember the name. I'll look it up. So I was using that regularly. We've been using that just to, every day as a staple. But when your body is actually attacking itself, that's really, really key. And so what we're doing instead of using the vitamin C powder, and again, it has to be whole food vitamin C, no synthetic crap. That is not okay. It's that ascorbic acid is not the same, okay? But that is really, really powerful stuff for your cells. Your cells are like, it's like they get this like instant fuel of nutrition and they're very happy. So that is a real key staple. Minerals, I'm a huge believer in magnesium. So get those detox baths in with Epsom salt. Use a full cup if you need to. Magnesium spray, you can spray on the bottom of the feet or any areas that, feel tender sometimes. Magnesium supplements. We love Doctor's Best supplements. That's something we use in our home, in our family. Everybody except the 6-year-old gets that every single day. And then using things to help increase your glutathione levels. And I think I shared this earlier this week, but tangerine is really supportive for that as well. So those are some things that you want to make sure that you're focused in on. reducing those toxins and reducing toxic people. I hate to say it, but that was a huge thing in my life. You cannot please everyone. You're not born here to serve everyone. So make sure that you are serving you and your loved ones first, and everybody else can wait. Let's see, what else? Reducing EMFs, blue lights, those things, staring at computer screens. I've lost my computer glasses. I think my kids stole them. And EMFs, you know, things from Wi-Fi. I used to put my phone on airplane mode every single night. I would not sleep with any Wi-Fi near me. Well, now that I pretty much monitor my daughter through my cell phone, it's near me. So I'm working on finding other ways to combat that. Sunshine. It's important. So unless you're on medications where you cannot get direct sunlight, 10, 15 minutes a day of direct sunshine, no sunscreen, very, very important. Sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. If you're not getting that sleep, if you cannot sleep, you want some Copaiba and you want to get Serenity soft gels and you will sleep. And last but not least, it's really about finding a routine that you can work with. So I've given you a lot of information here. It's probably overwhelming. If I wrote it out in a protocol and I sent it to you, you'd be like, holy cow, this is a lot, lady. Like, you really want me to do all this? Yes, I do, but I don't need you to do it overnight. It's, again, peeling back that onion layer, my friends, and just starting with one. And then you start to see progress and you start to feel some results and you're feeling good, then move on to the next one, okay? I don't want you to feel overwhelmed with all of this, but what I want you to do is make sure that your baseline is so good that your immune system starts getting stronger. When everyone around you, even if with an autoimmune, you're so much more susceptible to getting sick, but I've seen my daughter, when she's been so good with her routine, not get what everyone else is getting because her immune system's strong. So yes, it's possible, but just pick something, stick with it, and then add on the next thing, say in a few weeks or a month's time, and do that. So in summary, I'm going to recap everything that I just shared. I want you to really focus on your nutrition, okay? Key nutrients, greens, fruits, vegetables, aim for organic. Watch the fortified iron food intake. That's mostly processed foods and grains, okay? Aim for organic in those as much as you can. And the reason we want to focus on organic is because we don't need Roundup on our foods. That is another toxin that we want to avoid. Okay, so that's number one. Then you're going to insert these lifelong vitality supplements. This will pair with an amazing diet. These will pair with a horrible diet. My son has a horrible diet. Guess who has been getting these since he was 7 years old? He has, and his immune system has been really good. We've had a couple blips, but you know, that just makes the immune system stronger, but it really is good. Annie's athletic. He is playing soccer 4 times a week, so he needs this kind of support. So make sure you are adding in something to not only survive nutritionally, but feel like you are, you know, top notch in that supplement, or I'm sorry, nutrition area, because that is really, really key for your body. The next piece is cleansing. You want to cleanse, detox your body every so often. Every other month, every 90 days can be something. Every 10 days, if you want to try our 10-day detox, it's a pretty fun detox with some really amazing results. And it focuses, just like I said, blood sugar balancing and gut health. So that can be something, or find something that you love. That's just, you know, maybe it's, hey, I swap a smoothie out for a meal a day. I take my supplements and I'm eating clean. I'm not eating sugars. I'm not drinking alcohol for, you know, 2 weeks, something like that. That can be really, really helpful. All right. Loving on the gut. So making sure that, you know, I didn't spend too much time on this, but making sure that you are really putting good things into your body, paying attention to the products that you're using, but also, you know, adding in things like probiotics and digestive enzymes. And even our Zendocrine products can be really helpful for that. So three staples that we use, and those are Terrazyme, Zendocrine Complex, which is out of stock, and I'm dying without it. And then, I'm sorry, PB Assist, the probiotics. Those three are part of our staple in our home, but especially for my daughter. Gut health is something that I'm really honing in on with her. Also things like bone broth, collagen, those are also really amazing for gut health. Reducing the stress and using those oils. So focusing in on that can be the next piece, and using those oils. So the three categories that I gave you, I want you to find that oil blend that's perfect for you, that you love. Maybe it's oils that you have on hand, and I want you to use it every single day, 2 or 3 times a day, ideally morning, noon, and night, okay? And again, it's all about layering it in. So start with one that you can live with and then add some in. If you're already ahead, probably a lot of you are ahead with a few of those steps, start adding in some of the other things. And, you know, taking care of your body as far as, you know, stress management and sleep and nutrition and regular sunlight and putting good things in it can do wonders, my friends. I get to hear amazing stories all the time from you. All the time. My doctor results, the labs came in, they're so much better. My doctor was amazed. He doesn't get what I'm doing, but he says, keep doing it. Those are the sort of things that we're after. And I know I've had a little, you know, blip in my radar with, you know, what's going on with the type 1. I think honestly, with my daughter, it was a matter of time. I think we were able to probably keep it away for about 6 years. So I think we had a good 6-year run with it, and we are embracing it, and we know that everything's going to be okay because she is taking care of herself and she's got some really great natural health support. Also, if you have not invested in this book, do it. It's going to be a lifesaver, not only for your family, but imagine how many friends and families that you can help. Just, oh, what's going on? Why don't you try this? And give them a sample. You might just change their life, my friends. So that is all I have for you. I will go through and see if we have any questions, or you can type some questions, or you can post them up after. I know I shared a lot, but I am really appreciative of you guys being here tonight. And just know that we're here for you. If you have any questions or need anything at all, we're totally here to support you. So.